Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We're back in Farming Simulator 22 on the Elk Mountain, Wyoming custom map. Last episode, what did we do? If we look at the map here, we bought the sawmill area and we've got a little bit of land that we can do some forestry on. It's not the best land on the map for this, but here's the parcel of land that we bought. Includes sawmill here, some land along a road here, and then we've got a little, almost like a peninsula here of land, and then we've got some mountainous terrain here that actually runs right alongside some train tracks. Now, between episodes, I did a little poking around. You'll notice on the back of my tractor, I have got, let's see if it shows it here. Does it show what that is? Let me show you what it is. It is under forestry equipment. It is this TMC Kinsella, I'm guessing, or Kinsella, stump grinder and forestry mulcher. This thing, I used it last season, or the first season of Farming Simulator 22, if you managed to catch that. I am leasing it currently, and this is helping get rid of the brush and our tree stumps. So let's get back, and so you can see I'm kind of doing that along the, let me bring up the map, along that peninsula that we own. And the way this guy works, let me just get into a row where we've got a bunch of bushes and stuff that we want to get out of our way. Because this scrub brush is just kind of a nuisance when you're trying to do forestry work or any kind of work. We just pop this guy down, boom, and then I can use, I think, the primary mouse button to push the rake down here. And we just drive on over this stuff. Whoops, got to turn it on. Back up and hit B to turn it on. There we go. And this is going to take up all that brush that is in our way. And then once we get this area cleared out, or maybe half of it or a third of it cleared out, then we can plant some trees. So we want to do that in this area. The other thing I've done is I think I leased a wagon here. I think this is leased. I brought over the wagon, I can't see it, it's in the distance somewhere. Our original wagon that came with our farm. Just so we have a place to throw logs in. Now that one was a little too tall, so I went and leased this one. It's a little more shallow. And basically what I'm doing here is clearing out all of these trees that I cannot take out with our, with the ponce, with the tree harvester. I'll take these down. And then I'm just throwing the little logs. That was interesting. Throwing these logs in here. Boom. And just basically clearing off this land so we can get some more productive trees on here to harvest. So we'll do some of that on camera. We'll do some of that. I'll probably do some of that between episodes. It's quite a bit of work to take this all up. But once we get this area cleared out, this will be a productive piece of forestry land for us. Put that last piece in. Boom. All right. Also, last episode, we had problems with our logging trailer not being able to make it over the railroad tracks. We got stuck and we got hit by a train once or twice, I think. So I swapped that out for the one that's a little shorter, so it shouldn't bottom out quite as easily. If it does, we may be able to terraform the land near those tracks. Let's head over there. That's kind of the other part of our forestry land that we're going to be kind of working to make productive. It's not the best. It's not the best piece of land. I mean, we got the sawmill, that's important. We've got some land here we can convert into productive land. This stuff all to my right, I think we could kind of clear out and plant some harvestable trees. But here's the other area. Here's those railroad tracks where we got kind of caught up on last time. I imagine we might be able to terraform and make this a little smoother. But we'll see. If we have problems, we'll play with it some more. This is the other area that we want to try and kind of clear out and put in more harvestable trees we can harvest real easy with the ponce there and then collect up with our truck. This I tried clearing these aesthetic logs. There's no way to do it as far as I can tell. I tried running this guy up against him with the thing up, turning it on. It doesn't take him out. Unfortunately, I don't think it does. Let's see if I... Occasionally it'll make a noise like it is grinding, but I don't see anything disappearing. So we'll probably have to live with this pile until I can learn how to get rid of it. But we do have a bunch of stumps throughout this area. And some logs, some scrap logs that we can't seem to pick up, but that I think I can chew up at this. Let's see if I can find a stump. There's one there. We just took it out just by rolling right over it. And there's one of those logs I mentioned. If I hop out of here, it shows me that this is a big piece of oak. Maybe it's too heavy to lift. It's 490 kilograms. I was not able to saw this in any way. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I don't think so. I could maybe bring the logging trailer over to see if I can lift it. But I think what I'm probably going to do is just get rid of it. Let's see. Am I hooked up? Nope. So I can just take this guy and chew these up pretty lickety-split. Just, again, to clear this area out to make it a little easier to plant and harvest trees. Now, it's on a huge contour, right? You can see this land is not super flat by any means. We may, down the road, there's a couple things we could do. We could terraform it and spend the money to do it with, like, the in-game terraforming. Or we do have a mod, the terraforming mod. I can take out this stump here while I'm looking at these stumps. We could try the terraforming mod and see if we can move existing land around at no cost to us and level this out. Now that may take a lot of time, but it could be fun. So I may try that at some point. I'm having a hard time getting at that stump from this angle. We'll try it from a different angle in a minute. That one's gone pretty easy. So yeah, I think what we'll work on for a little while is just clearing out this land and trying to get some profitable forestry operation up and running in this area that we just bought. Just turn that off, bring it back up. Let's head over and we'll do, I suppose we could do a little bit of that now. Unfortunately, we rented the ponds and there's not a whole lot of trees yet that we can actually use that on in the land we purchased. We've got a lot of trees that aren't compatible with the ponds, so we'll plant some that are. In fact, we could almost turn in that lease, but I think we'll see. We may end up buying some more land soon that has trees that are a little easier to harvest with that. Got to keep an eye out for the train here, otherwise we're going to get smacked. But yeah, let's do a little bit of land clearing this episode. And again, the goal would be to get this thing up and running so we can start making some money, or at least get on the path to making some income here. So let's start here with the peninsula. Turn this guy on, lower him down, and move the rake down. I'm not sure what that does in reality. What effect it has, if it changes the texture. We'll take out some of this shrubland. In fact, I think I can even take out some of these trees, to be honest. If I run over these, let's see. Might actually be a little faster than chopping them up. Let's see. It sounds like it's grinding them, but not sure. There we go. These bigger trees we'll definitely want to harvest. Maybe some of these little scrub trees we can just take out with this guy. And then again, just like in this area, it's not, you know, it's pretty hilly and bumpy. We could make this a little easier, this land a little easier to work, either once we have money or once we get to playing with the terra farming mod. I've never used it before, so we got to learn how to do it. But maybe with some bulldozers or something, we could flatten this land a little easier. But we probably won't do that until we've harvested our first set of trees, planted and harvested our first set of trees. Have a tree in our way there. We might be able to just grind that thing down. And there's a little bit of money in there for us, but not much. Let's hop out. Maybe we can at least take the trunk or something and get some cash for that. If I can lift it. Ooh. Where's our little wagon? Way over here. We'll get something for that. Not a lot. Might pay for some of the fuel we're burning. This tree is actually not bad size. If I can get this limb off. There's another log. Another $15 probably, something like that. Knock this guy down. Down. Suppose I could have moved the wagon a little closer to us. Let's get this piece. Hard to see with all these pine needle branches in our way. Can I clear this out? Trying to clear out the noisy stuff here. Not having much success. See if we can lift a piece out of here. Interesting, it's showing it can be cut, but it's not cutting. All right, there's a piece we can grab. It looks like is it connected to stuff? No, okay. Thought I saw some branches moving around, but maybe it was just caught up on them. Anything else here big? The rest I think we'll... Smaller pieces we can just grind up. Boom. In it goes. Let's hop in and just grind up the rest of that. I'm going to lose my little grinder and go bring the wagon over this way. And we can back up to the trailer. And a few little logs in there. Again, it's not going to be much cash. We're basically just trying to clear this land so we can make cash quicker with better trees. I'll put it between these two trees, kind of. Hop out. Cut these down. See, I know there's a mod to let me lift huge things. I'm going to try not to use that mod just for immersion's sake. But if it becomes really tedious over time, then maybe we'll switch and we'll use that mod. All right, figure that. Pop that guy in. Can't do that one. Let's cut it down. Pretty view off in the distance there across the river. Ooh, that should pick. There we go. Drop those guys in and do a little more cutting. All right, and guesstimate a size that we can actually pick up here. We are maxed out on the loans. Looks like we can only take out 500 grand. But we've got 80,000 left that we can spend or invest in equipment. Again, the wagon right now is a lease. The ponce is a lease. And that stump grinder is a lease as well. Eventually we'll want to pay for those and have our own instead of rent them. But we need to lease some things early on just so we can make some investments here. We could always do contracts. I'm probably going to try to avoid that as well. I know that's one way to earn money, but I kind of like the idea of just pulling myself up from my bootstraps here. Starting small. And kind of making it on my own. Without having to work for somebody. Yeah, this tree's bigger than I thought. We'll get a little bit of money. I know taking these things down to smaller sizes is not going to help our revenue on it. But really just trying to clear these out as fast as we can. There's a lot. We've got a lot of this kind of work to do. I'll do a lot of it off camera probably. And that one goes in. That one is connected still. And it is what? Too heavy, maybe? Split this thing in half. All right, that part. There we go. I wasn't sure if that was still connected to something underground that we couldn't see. Be able to go a little bit bigger on these pieces, I would think. That one's still connected to a bunch of stuff. Oop, dropped it. Love the stump grinder and the brush clearer, I guess. This thing is awesome. That's going to help clear these stumps as well. Interesting. It will not let me cut here. I'm not sure why. Move on. Yeah, the saw's not working. There it goes. Trying to get a good angle on this. Can't seem to. Try on this side. That I know is going to be too heavy. Wish I could just fling these in the river and have get cash for them. That okay? Good. We able to pick this guy up. Trying to drop that in there. That one we probably need to cut in half, right? We might get the super strong mod. We'll see. I guess I could still cut to reasonable sizes for immersion. Have a little bit more margin for weight that I can actually pick up. Yeah, neither of these are letting me pick them up. What's it say? Not sure. So I wonder if that thing made a field. Do you see how I walk over here and it says field info? I've actually got field info here. So maybe that brush clear thing actually does make a field by default. Kind of interesting. Got these a little smaller. See if we have any little more luck. Yeah, I cannot pick them up. Looks like they're almost hooked on to something else. That little nugget came off. Let's see. We get anything else? Looks connected to something, right? The way that thing's floating. Let's see if we can cut off more. Worst case, we can just grind those down and not worry about them. We probably need to make a trip to the sell point here, too. Oh, the other trick we learned from last season is if I pick up one of these, it kind of gives me superhuman strength to push other things, right? I can push stuff around. Yeah, that's got some kind of funky thing hooked up to it. We may have to grind some of that. Trees, I know, are a little glitchy. I'm not sure how much they've worked to fix them or not. But doing this stuff is a little risky. Unfortunately, it should just work, but... Probably too big. Again, too big. Yeah, we might get that mod. And see how this is going to go. And we've got a lot of this kind of work to do. Huh. I'm surprised none of this is able to be picked up. Okay, that let me pick it up. And we push some of this around. See how it's moving things it shouldn't move? That makes me think there's some glitching going on. I'd rather not have these stick around under the water or something. Like to get them off the map, grind them down or something. Looks like I may have lost one of those down the hill. All right, let's make a trip and sell some of this off. We could fit more in there, but we'll get a little bit of cash for our efforts. I think I don't need to dump or empty this. I think I can just park and sell and we'll be in good shape. Let's just see. Keep an eye on the cash up at the top. 86,424. Boom, 88,3. So almost 2 grand for that. Not a lot, but it pays for the leased equipment, or it pays for her rent of that leased equipment. Oops, pardon me. I was looking over at my timer here. Let's do a little bit more of this, and then we'll see if we can take out some trees with the ponds over in the other area. Hopefully we can pick up some of this. I'm not even hitting the button to release this. I'm basically just setting it underneath and pulling away. Just setting it over the edge and then just pulling away, not literally dropping it, just letting it fall on its own. Ooh, that one will go. About that guy. Nice. That one I think is hooked up to different, just some stuff we can't see. It's pretty cool that we can do this in game. Kind of shape the land to our needs, or our will at least. If I can get this to where we can actually take it. Not sure. Now that does not want to pick up. Let's try this one. One is willing to come along. All right, that does it for that big branch. This tree's got quite a bit to it. We can take out that little branch. And you can tell the texture is different, so it's just going to disappear once we cut it, but there it goes. Same here. There we go. Good. I think that's all we need. This guy should go for us. In you go. Make a little something off of that. Let's see how we did. We should try and cut that off if we can. There it goes. These guys, can they come? Yep. Let's get that mess off of here. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play for 300 hours doing exactly this, but I don't mind doing some of it. And it makes the rewards that much feel like they're worthwhile. Feel like you earned it a little bit. Kind of start out manual. Kind of try to pretend like this was some kind of farm we inherited. And we're starting out with a little cash and trying to make it into something that we dream about. A really cool, full-on operation that we built ourselves. That's kind of my mindset as I'm playing. Is that one gonna come with us now? Nope. Pretty sure it's hooked up to something we can't see underground. Right. Like I can't even get near it for some reason. See if that disconnected it. Isn't that odd? Now I can pick it up. Just that shaved off a tiniest little piece. Like I said, I think it was connected to something underground that we can't see. All right, we're making forward order of this tree. We will get a little cash for this. All told, we'll probably have maybe 4,000 total for this whole tree. A lot of work doing it this way. You could grind it. I know there's mods that do crazy things. We got all this mess in here too in the water. I don't know if this hurts game performance to have all these lingering, you know, things that you're never going to do anything with. I'm not crazy about having this down here. We may keep that into consideration when we decide to plant the trees to keep them a little back off of this slope. Because having them fall in the water is just kind of a waste. I don't know if there's an easy way for us to get at those without spending a lot of time. You could use the boom arm or the ponce or something to kind of go down there and fish that out. I can't get under. I don't know that I can get underwater. Cut anything. I have access to this land. All right. Yeah, I don't own the river. We may be stuck with it just as it is. Unless maybe if I get the super lift ability, maybe they would let me lift the stuff up. I don't know. It doesn't look horrible. Actually, it looks just like a shrub growing out of the water. Let's go spend a little time on the ponds here before we end the episode. I'll just tab my way over that. Here we go. Let's see, what can we get at? We got some easy trees over here. Let's go for the easy stuff first. We got lots of stumps, but they shouldn't be a problem for the ponds. Navigate around. Push out a little bit. About 10 more minutes left in this episode. We'll get some of this stuff down. Nice thing about the ponce is it takes off all the limbs for you. What do I have this thing set at? 8 meters? Yeah, 8 meters. So this is going to be a way more productive way of doing this. Once we get the land cleared and we can plant more of these kinds of trees, we won't have to do all that manual chainsawing. But it's going to take a while for us to get to that point. But we may be able to buy some land that has more of these trees. I thought this particular plot that we bought was going to have a lot more than it does. Doesn't actually have a lot of this. Put these piles somewhat near each other, I suppose. Man, that's a tall tree. And again, it'd be nice to terraform this land a little bit somehow. We have to do it some way, in a way that, you know, we still keep the aesthetic and it looks natural, but maybe is a little easier for us to navigate, a little faster to process and do our harvesting. Here's a train going by. Sure, we'll get hit by that again, but hopefully not too often. Bear with me on my poor camera work there. Just trying to get the boom up a bit so it doesn't jam up and push the logs all over the place. Back up. It's a little slow going up this hill. All right, one more, then we'll collect them up, sell them, and call it an episode. Maybe we should take this one that's a little closer. All right, let's see if we can bring our truck around and pick some of this stuff up. Sell it and see how much cash we get. This is going to be a lot more profitable per minute than we did with our other approach. Let's see. We need our semi. There it is. That's the new trailer, a little bit shorter. Hopefully it won't have trouble. I haven't tried it yet. Especially when it's full. Hopefully it can get over those tracks. Like it's clear. We'll just motor on over here. I need to get over here with our stump grinder too, so it's a little easier for the truck to drive around. A bunch of hidden stumps under these bushes. All right, let's bring up the help just to see where our load side is. Switch load to right, we're good. B. Should get a decent haul out of this. All right, that's plenty. Strap those in and let's make it over to the sell point. Hopefully those dragon logs aren't going to prevent us from hopping the tracks. Do we have a train coming? I don't see one. I'm going to bring up the bigger map though, just to see. Yep, there it comes. I'm going to wait for that train to pass by before we give this a shot. Should pass through pretty quick. Should see it on the horizon here any second. There it comes. I just don't want to take a chance. And I want to be able to get some speed, maybe. All right, we're probably good to go. Just about. Let's try it the way it's intended. Can we get over? Oh, oh. Doesn't look like it. We're going to have to terraform the land or figure out a better way. Let's do the approach we used last time. Kind of came at it from the side. Actually less steep than the part we're supposed to cross over. I think we can pull this off, actually. That will work. Oh, man, so close. Let's see if I can coax this thing. It's now, I think it's the logs. If we can get a little traction. Okay, we're away from the tracks. We should pull up out of this. I think that time it may have just been the way I've got the logs on there. Took more than I needed. Let's get to the sell point. Sell these off, see how much we get, and then we'll call it an episode. I'll do more of that brush clearing, probably off camera. A little tedious. The ponce isn't so bad. That's pretty easy, pretty quick. But the chainsaw work does take some time. Let's see, I'm curious if I can sell these without having to unload them. Try that first. That would save a little bit of time. Take a look. Cash 88,308. Nice. So 30,000 for that. You can see why I wanted to get forestry going. Yeah, we will leave it there for now. Like I said, I'll do a little more work between episodes. Basically clearing off that peninsula off to our right. Chopping down those trees. There's a bunch to do. There is a lot of work there. There's the trailer I brought over, but it was a little too tall to fling logs into, the ones that were cutting by the chainsaw. But yeah, we're gonna have to maybe not plant these real close to the edge. Maybe we'll, bring them in quite a bit so there's no risk of them falling. There's going to be less risk of them falling over if we use the ponce, because that tends to hold on to them. Just got to make sure we don't plant things too close. They don't get caught up on each other. But yeah, this actually turned into a field, which is interesting. But we got to come through and clear out these stumps as well. Not a big deal with the stump grinder. This guy here is awesome. But yeah, let's leave it there for now. This is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Special thanks to Glidercat patrons and channel members. If you would like to join that very exclusive and very appreciated group of individuals that are helping to support the channel, there's links to do so in the description. I'd really appreciate it. Also appreciate those of you that are giving the first few videos here a thumbs up. That helps my tiny channel grow, I believe. That's what I'm told. I think it helps get these videos discovered. Cool game, but a cooler map. Really am enjoying Elk Mountain, Wyoming, a custom map. Again, more links in the description to that. And I will see you all in the next episode.